Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan Lags, and guys, today I've got a cool video for you. So I was just scrolling through my Xbox One saves for Minecraft Xbox One Edition, and I stumbled upon a super old save of Los Dangeles. This is actually the first save of Los Angeles that I converted over to Xbox One from Xbox 360 when Minecraft Xbox One was first released. So if I remember correctly, and I don't have any of this exact, this is kind of just going off memory. If I remember correctly, Minecraft Xbox One Edition came out in the fall of 2014. It was about a year after the console came out, and also about a year after I started Los Angeles. So I believe that the save that I'm about to load up here is from, I think, just after episode 100 of the series. So this is actually almost 4 years old. So the theme of this video is we're going to go through a super old unfinished save of Los Angeles and check out all the stuff that isn't there, you know? So there's going to be incomplete builds, and we're going to kind of see the state of the city. We're going to basically be able to like go back in time a little bit and see a timestamp from like 4 years ago. Well, not quite 4 years, about 3.5 years ago, to kind of where the city was at, you know, in terms of its development. So let me just set some things real quick. I'm just going to set it to daytime, take off the daylight cycle. And yeah, we can go through this. So the Alpine Mansion is done. I already checked this, and it is finished. So we're not even going to bother with the Alpine Mansion. This Alpine Mansion was actually built, you know, if you guys were forgetting or something, it was actually built really early in Los Angeles. I think it was finished before episode 100. So it was one of the, you know, early, I guess the first third of the world was the Alpine Mansion. So I did a lot of houses in the kind of the first 100 episodes. But yeah, let's just go through and see kind of, you know, what's missing. You know, we're going to have to kind of find everything. So all of these houses over here, they're pretty much the same. You know, again, like I said, I did a lot of the houses in the early stages of Los Angeles in terms of its development. So a lot of this stuff is pretty much unchanged even to this day. So we really don't even have to cover any of this, but there are going to be other parts of the map that are going to be so unbelievably different. There is a couple things, though, that I noticed that are different. One, the block choice. I actually ended up using World Edit to switch out the colors on the entire modern houses. So these things are all built out of snow because we originally were building them in the natural texture pack, right? So then when we converted over to the city texture pack a few episodes into the series, all these houses were already done, so we had to make the adjustments. So these are all still snow at this point. So this was before any of the World Edit came into play. And already I'm seeing something that is completely different to its current state. And this entire ocean space where we have the entire strip mall built. The strip mall is here, guys. It's completely gone. It's not here yet. It's just a big ocean. In fact, there's a yacht right there, which I ended up moving over towards the Alpine Mansion. But this is weird. Looking at this, it's just barren. All it is just a big ocean biome, and that's really what it was, guys. The strip mall was built over an ocean biome. It was just basically pasted right over the top of the water. So that's kind of funny. And then look at this, guys. Speaking of unfinished builds, I mean, look at this. Look at the state of the stadium. This is unbelievable. It's like night and day in terms of the difference. This was like the original stadium theme that I created. And we ended up pretty much overhauling this entire build, you know, from the first kind of, this was kind of a, you know, markup 1, I guess you could say. And, you know, our final version was mark 2, I guess. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is totally different. It's actually really weird looking at this. It's crazy. I don't even know what to say. We pretty much overhauled this whole thing. And the stadium is just really not even close to being done at this point. It's just actually like barely started. The stadium was something that I worked on pretty much past episode 200. I remember specifically trying to finish the stadium, I believe, after episode 200 when we did the skit. Or actually, it might have been before that. You know, I'm starting to forget now. It's kind of a blur since it's such a long series, 300 episodes in season 1. Actually, yeah, now I think about it, I think we did do the stadium between episode 100 and 200. I think is when we finished it. But yeah, look, there's nothing here. It's basically just the shell of this thing. Very unstable right now. We do have actually the train, though. The train is here. And this is actually makes me kind of curious about some of the tunnels and things like that. So we'll check that out in a minute. But look, guys, the factory is not here. And actually, this is starting to make me think that this was before episode 100. Because I think during episode 100, I spent time filling this space in. So this might actually be even before episode 100. Again, I don't know exactly. It's kind of something that would be difficult for me to pinpoint. I'd have to go back through the episodes and see kind of exactly what state the city is in. But I mean, that makes it even more crazy how, you know, little has been finished on this. It's like so much is done, but so much of it is still incomplete. It's like crazy looking at it in this perspective. It's like a stamp in time. Over here, the theater is completely gone. It's just not here yet. And look, I was planning on building bedrock tires, which we ended up building over there. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Let's see what the initial plans were. Police station. So the police station was supposed to be here. We ended up building that over by the stadium. So we were just mix matching everything. We have this gas station, which got completely scrapped. We just took this straight out. I just deleted it, got rid of it. It's not there. It was not there in the final version. All of this stuff here is still pretty much unchanged. The only difference is none of it is furnished. So all of these skyscrapers are completely unfurnished, except for the top floor here. But yeah, we pretty much had to do all of the interiors of this thing. And that was something that I focused on later on in the season. You know, towards like episodes 200 to 300, we kind of did a lot of interior stuff like this. And actually, we really grinded it out like right at the end. But literally none of these skyscrapers are furnished. And the Tinsel Towers was pretty much completely redone. It doesn't look anything like that now. It was completely redone later on in the series. Let's see. We got the hospital. The hospital is completely unfinished. Wow. This was one of the things that I finished on later in the series, but wow, it's completely undone. There's no furnishing on it. That's crazy. Nothing. None of the walls are even built or anything. It's completely unfinished. We actually did make quite a few changes to this as well. I don't think any of this was up here in the final version. Very interesting to look at. Yeah, but none, I'm going to say it one more time, but none of the skyscrapers are furnished. None of them. In fact, these don't even have the floors built. Like, wow, this was really a grind, wasn't it? None of this was done. I feel like I did a lot of like the structure, you know, I guess the shell of the builds earlier on in the series, and then I kind of came in at the end and finally filled everything out. We have Papa's Pizzeria right here underneath, which looks completely unfurnished. Yep. We have the Flower Pot Coffee Shop. I don't know what happened here. Did someone just fall to their death or something? There's just some items here. That's interesting. Anyway, we'll ignore that. The Flower Pot Coffee Shop. This is unfinished on the interior. However, it was also moved later on in the season. So the Beacon Industries Tower was moved over there behind the museum, which wasn't, well, it was a museum to start and then ended up being a subway station. And then we moved the Flower Pot Coffee Shop to the corner, and then we built the Nether Leather store where the Flower Pot Coffee Shop is now. Man, lots of changes. We did so much to this world. Right here, this was the original plaza, which we completely revamped. Initially, it was like kind of based off of Rockefeller Center and the 9/11 Memorial, so like monuments in New York. And then we pretty much completely changed that. I actually kind of like it, looking at it like this. So, you know, that was one of those things where I changed it a lot. So, you know, I actually think it looks pretty decent in its current state right here. And then right here, I think this was supposed to be like a technology store, like an Apple store or something like that, but in Minecraft form. We ended up completely scrapping that. That did not make the final cut. And again, this pretty much second side of the plaza here is unfinished completely. We ended up just copy and pasting these houses from one side to the other. That was kind of our plan with that, and I think that was a pretty good way to do it. Right here, this plot got pushed out, and a road ran through here, so that's completely finished. And I think we're going to be starting to get to the area of the map, guys, in a second here, where the biggest changes came in. There is no skyscraper above the Los Angeles Customs. It was not built yet. Very funny. Right here, this is the subway station, and this is something I wanted to check out. Because initially, this was supposed to be a museum, and then we completely revamped it and made it into a subway station. And as you can see, it has not been worked on at all, which really makes me wonder about the tunnel across the way. So we'll fly over here first, and then we'll kind of make our way over to the northeast to finish up the video. I think you guys can tell that the Eclipse Towers are completely unfurnished. That gives you kind of an idea of how old this is. The Eclipse Tower is completely unfurnished. The highways are built out, but there's really no detail to them. So that's interesting. And also the tunnel was built out as well. So that's another thing that I couldn't 100% remember when I built these things. And it's actually been kind of enlightening going through this because now I can start to remember. So the Los Angeles sign, that was actually earlier on in the season than I thought. I thought I added that in the 200s, but I guess I added it before 100. Here's the desert. We have no diner there, no gas station. It looks pretty similar other than that. We still have the Block 12 Mining Company. The road still connects through, which is interesting. And then this tunnel here was built, and the tennis court is not here. Looks like this cliffside modern house is unfinished on the interior. Looks like this house is unfurnished as well. So that's pretty interesting. Again, we didn't do any of the furnishing early in the season. I pretty much just did the shell of every build. Here is the police station, which looks like it's like halfway through its development. I think initially we were supposed to make this a nursing home, and everybody in the comments was like, Dan, you can't put a nursing home across the way from a loud stadium. It's going to bother the elders. And I was like, you know what? You guys are right. That is so dumb. So we ended up scrapping that, and we kept the building, but we changed the interior of it. And then none of this stuff is here. There's no fire station, and there's also no Mercedes-Benz dealership. So all of this stuff has not been built yet. And look, guys, here's another thing. Papa Lags' house isn't here yet. Wow, now we're really back in time. What year is it, guys? What year is it? All right, so let's wrap up this video. This has been a very interesting video. And we're going to fly across the way to the northeast area, and this is where we're going to see some severe changes, guys. What were we trying to build here? What was this? What was this initial plan? We have like this mountain being terraformed, and I kind of have the perimeter of it mapped out. This ended up not being a mountain at all. This ended up being the beach, guys. Look at how much this changed. Just picture this where it is here, and then where it is now. Like, it is just completely different. This is mind-boggling right here, looking back at this. And we have these super old houses. Did any of you guys even remember this house? This was built in like the first 10 episodes of the series. Like, this is unbelievable. In fact, looks like I was in the process of destroying this because the Tudor style house is gone. This greenhouse is still here, funny enough. But yeah, all of these houses ended up getting buried. They just got deleted, like, right off the map. Just wiped right off the map. We turned this into a beach biome. It's amazing how much stuff changed, you know? Like, how many things I had to change where, you know, it didn't work the first try, you know what I mean? I had to do it multiple times. This was the road that connected to the beach. This is all, like, busted up right now, but we ended up cleaning this up. We had the golf course, the mini golf course. We had the basketball courts here, the park. The boardwalk, the pier is not here at all. The Ferris wheel is completely gone. There's an alpaca here. What is going on? And then I don't even want to get started at the northeast area. It's just a mountain. It's just a mountain and an ocean. This got turned into this huge urban area. Like, we got to do a snapshot of this. Like, look at where it is now. And then look at where, wait, that doesn't make, wait, look at where it is now. No, look at where it is in this video, and then look where it is now. Like, night and day. It's crazy to look at this. It's crazy. And then finally, last thing I guess we can wrap up here for this video is the highway. The highway was basically turned into like 4 or 5 lanes. Right here, it's just one lane. We put like billboards on the side of it. We terraformed this so it wasn't off the edge of the water, and connected it to the northeast area of the map. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. Wow. I mean, it was really fun just stumbling upon this, and just, it's kind of like a staple in time. You know, I feel like we're time traveling here, going back to some of the initial episodes of Los Dangeles. You know, this was like probably right around episode 100. I imagine is when the progress of this current state was in. So definitely very interesting going back in time here a little bit and checking this out. This was a lot of fun. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it. It's been Dan Lags. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.